To get into some fighting now. I think I won the last time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
With Battletoads and TMNT.
Yeah, you did. Yep.
So, we're going to go with yours, Will, which was?
Okay. Worst game from a good franchise and why it was the worst.
Whew. Bioshock it, too.
It's not fair to pick that because there's 3 of them.
I know.
And it's like Infinite and 1, they're like this, and then 2 is down here. 2's not a horrible game. It's just they didn't write well for it.
I can't wait to judge this one because I disagree with a lot of Jason's stuff sometimes. I kind of wonder where he's going to go with it.
Do you have one?
Not just yet. I'm not thought of one, but I don't think it's.
Oh, do you guys want to slap meat to figure out who goes first, or?
That's what I'm wondering. Is I don't want to.
You don't want to slap meat just yet? If you
well, I can go. I just.
Well, yeah, because it's your topic. You already knew.
Cheating.
It's changed. It's changed a few times since I started this.
I swear, if we drove to his house right now, his computer desk got spreadsheets and pie charts and shit all over the place. He did
Blow
research.
charts.
Worst ever.
He just walks up and is like, "Computer, give me what would make Matt tell me I win." It's like, yes, Mr. Bacon. What is the question? Worst game in a good franchise. Computing. He wins.
God damn, there's a lot that I can go with. I don't know what to pick. Just go, Will.
All right. Okay, I will go. I am going to say that Silent Hill Homecoming is the worst, even worse than Downpour, in the...
You might want to change your answer.
And here is why. It's so...
If you're thinking you're going to win, you might want to change your fucking answer.
He's got a whole fucking, like...
That is not the
school
worst.
report.
That is not the worst one.
He's standing in front of the fucking classroom right now, like. Okay.
So you want to tell me that Downpour is worse?
No, it's
than
not
Homecoming?
Downpour.
Oh, it's not Downpour.
Wait, no. Hold
You don't
on.
get the fucking. Just give your damn
Wait. Which one you?
Homecoming.
Oh, I thought you. I got it mixed up with the one with you play the trucker.
Origins.
Yeah. Okay. Continue.
No, Homecoming is the one where you're the guy that comes home from war, and you on the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
But I think it was on PS3.
It has like the kid on the front. And it's kind of like a worn out Victorian style photo.
Yeah. I know.
And the whole time you pretty
technically
much
Silent Hill 5.
Yeah, and pretty much. Yeah, it is. I think it's actually it's called that. I think I don't know, but I just remember being so disappointed in this because we had played through the first 3, and 4. I don't like 4, but 4 wasn't really a Silent Hill game.
And it wasn't technically a game. It just
You're talking
shouldn't have
about
had.
the room?
Yeah. It wasn't a bad game. It just shouldn't have Silent Hill slapped on it. It should have been its own thing. It probably would have been accepted a little bit better if it wasn't.
You know how many
Silent
games
Hill.
I've said that about? Final Fantasy 13 would be. People would enjoy it more if it wasn't Final Fantasy 13.
I'd enjoy it more if it wasn't, just fucking hallways. But that's besides the fact.
Yeah, but that's because you see Final Fantasy and you're like.
Yeah, like
It
this is
shouldn't be
supposed to be
this.
an open world exploration game. You
But if it was just
dumb
some random game made by Square Enix to be an RPG, you'd be like, this isn't too bad.
Yeah.
So you could have done better, though.
So we went from several games where the combat was kind of in tune to the main character. Like you really weren't a soldier in those games. You were just a normal person just trying to fight. You were a girl trying to fight.
I love Silent Hill 2's fighting. He's just kind of like...
yeah. Like exaggerated. Yeah. But you figure with this one, you're a soldier coming back from war. The combat should be more hack and slash or gunplay or whatever. No, it feels broken because you're thinking this character should be able to do so much more than he actually can. So right from the get-go, you realize this isn't real life. None of this is actually real. That's the thing about Silent Hill is it kind of always plays with your mind as to what's actually real and what's not. And this just kind of feels like, it's like Jacob's Ladder, he's dead. That's what it kind of felt like to me.
Way to ruin Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, spoiled that 30-year-old
movie.
Danny Aiello's an angel.
That's not 30 years old.
It might be close.
It was made before, not too long after I was born.
87 would be 30 years ago.
87, 30 years.
I'm thinking it was like made in like 88, 89. But
I swear, I keep getting more and more depressed that fucking Chester Bennington rope's coming out.
and the bosses were really lame, and a lot of them were based on like BDSM type things, like asphyxiation and stuff like that, and like it's just
I wouldn't say the bosses are lame.
I don't know. I think compared to the other games, I didn't.
Scoring system in here.
The points don't matter. But and like the parts with like the female cop just kind of felt like they didn't belong. Like there was a lot of stuff that just felt.
They wanted a Sybil.
Yeah, really. It's really what it came down to. It's just, I don't know. I was so disappointed in it. And, like, the thing with Downpour is I knew it was going to be bad from the get-go. So it's not as disappointing to me. But even that had stuff like puzzles and things that like, you explore more and stuff. This felt very linear, but I didn't care. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't draw me in at all, in any of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Mr.
so
Thomas,
I didn't.
you didn't think of one.
I thought of one, but I didn't originally go with this because there's a bunch of other games I thought would have been good, but I'm gonna have to give it the fucking Metroid Other M. I never got to play it, and I never fucking will.
Shit.
But literally, how do you go from making Samus one of the most badass female protagonists ever created into a whiny little bitch who doesn't do anything besides complain, and turn combat into Ninja Gaiden in Metroid? It's not a Metroid game. It legitimately isn't even close to a Metroid game. It just has the title Metroid, and it has Samus and a bunch of other shit that has nothing to do with fucking Metroid whatsoever. I don't even think there's any actual fucking platforming or exploration in that game. I think it's just, again, hallways, and you shoot missiles at shit if you happen to have missiles.
Right.
Well, I think what they tried to do there was they tried to combine the original series in Prime and then do Ninja Gaiden style because like it was Team Ninja that made it.
I'm aware of who made it.
But
I'm also aware they shouldn't have fucking made it.
Do you know who you're talking to?
but there's also I think there's worse games in the Metroid
What?
world.
You're talking about the pinballs?
Yeah,
Or what about
It's a
that one?
pinball game.
yeah.
They didn't try to shove it off as a Metroid game.
What about that one where it's just the multiplayer where you play different colored shape characters? It's like red, blue,
Again,
green,
but they
yellow.
didn't try to make it seem like this is a Metroid game. They were just like, hey,
That's
here's
true.
a little battle
I get
arena
what you're
thing where
saying.
you can play as this.
So like here, this is a novelty
Whereas,
in the Metroid.
where Other M was like, oh, it's going to be the new 3D Metroid game. And it's going to have that feel of fucking 2D Metroid or whatever. It's like, no, you just fucked up. So goddamn bad.
Well, I think that's another case like Silent Hill 4, where I feel like it wasn't really a Metroid game. They just threw the name on it. Like, it just felt like they had already programmed this game, and they just threw that name on it.
Yeah, but you picked Silent Hill 5, so
Yeah.
can't back out.
I'm saying that's why I didn't slight Silent Hill 4 because it was actually something else.
Another negative 10 points for backtracking.
I did. I was trying to belittle his point. That's what I was trying to do.
Well, it
There's
failed,
no
so that's
belittling
another
the point
negative
because
10 points.
guess what?
Simply-
Metroid Other M shouldn't exist. Nintendo should have been like, you know what? Nah, we'll just not have a Metroid game for another 10 years.
I mean, they've done stuff like that
Yeah,
before.
they have. They're going to keep doing it because Samus keeps getting fucked.
Well, this is tough because I fucking hate Silent Hill Homecoming because I love the Silent Hill games so much, and that one was a gigantic shit stain on its library. Even though 6 is probably worse in comparison because 6 is just unfucking playable. There are parts to 6 where it glitches out and you can't finish the game. But when you got to the 6th installment of Silent Hill, because of Homecoming, everybody knew it was going to be shit, and they stayed away from it. Silent Hill 5 gets the fucking Grand Turkey Award for being the worst fucking Silent Hill game that was ever made. I will agree with Will on that 100%. But if we're going to compare the two, at least with Silent Hill Homecoming, it felt like a Silent Hill game. Even if it was weak sauce as shit with what... Because they're like, oh, you're in the jail. Find the cop. It's like,
yeah.
you're like, that's my mission, is just to find the cop.
Yeah.
And, you know, yeah, it was stupid. There were areas of Silent Hill Homecoming that it had no inspiration whatsoever. Like, I swear I could not tell the other side world of the jail level from the regular jail level.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, well, there's just some slightly more battered concrete and more chains everywhere and shit like that. It was dumb. But with Other M, it was a Metroid game that should never have existed. It did not handle like a Metroid game, and they fucking ruined Samus's character in that game. I mean, it is internet cult status horrible with what they did to her
Cried
character.
over her baby Metroid.
Yeah. Which, yeah, fantastic. She wipes out planets of these things, and she has one. She's like, "Oh my god, my baby Metroid!"
Even in Super Metroid, when she doesn't kill she doesn't go looking for that baby Metroid. When Ridley takes it, she's not all like, "I'm upset about the Metroid. Fuck it. I was going to blast that motherfucker."
Yeah, she's like, "Oh well."
And then when it comes and gets killed by Mother Brain, she's just like, "Okay, thanks. Powered me up. Now I can kill this bitch."
Yeah. And it was a game that Nintendo needed so badly to help the Wii at that point in time, and it just further cemented the Wii into just diving into the deeps and dying a silent death. So I'm going to have to probably give it to Jason on this one, just because, like I said, Silent Hill 5, even though it's fucking atrocious, you could still pop it in, and there were parts where, like, this feels like a fucking Silent Hill game. I don't think anyone could say that at all playing Other M.
You can go into Morph Ball. Oh my god. Yeah, and then get fucking completely annihilated.
Even though I'm not a humongous Metroid fan, I wasn't even really a big fan of Metroid Prime series.
Prime was very fun to me, but it felt more like Metroid than fucking Other M.
So,
What?
How?
What do you mean, how?
Uh-oh.
The whole game was basically fucking Super Metroid. You solved puzzles, blasted open fucking secret walls to get missiles and whatnot. You had bosses that you fought.
Yeah, but it just
You always
did
felt
not
like-
feel
what?
like a Metroid game to me.
Because
It had parts that were Metroid-like, but it didn't feel like I was playing a Metroid.
You always felt like you were Samus being a badass, and not just, Other M, where it's just
I
like...
didn't. But I didn't feel like
I get the
I
feeling
felt
for
like I
people-
was driving a broken down truck in the first.
I get the
Prime.
feeling for people like you, especially when they came out with 2 with the Wii version, when you had to use motion controls, you just were like, this is stupid.
What, for the Metroid Primes?
Yeah.
I never played.
You never played the motion
I did not
control
play
ones?
the one that was on the Wii because of that exact reason. When I played
GameCube
Skyward,
ones.
when I was playing Skyward Sword on the Wii, and that made me not want to play a Zelda game on the Wii, I was like, "There's no way I'm playing a first-person shooter on this fucking thing."
I will admit, the first time I got to that fucking first Skulltula in that first
Oh,
dungeon,
fuck that
and you had to
shit.
spin it around, I'm just like,
Yeah, the game's like-
game's over.
Game's just like, "Hey, just spin it. It's easy. Just do this. Just swing it to the left." It's like, I can't even get him to put it straight up in the fucking air to charge it.
Yeah.
True.
At
And
that point,
Jamie beat that game somehow. I'm just like sitting here watching her play it. I'm like, I guess it's just because your hands are frozen solid that it like gets a different kind of energy out of you. Because I can't do it.
I never beat that game.
Yeah.
another game I was going to go with would have been Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, because it's not a fucking Dead or Alive game.
It's just fat material.
Yeah. And then there's also the shitty CDI Zelda games that, again, not fucking...
I thought they were too easy to pick on. Those.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out which was the worst one.
Wand of Gamelon.
Which is the one I have.
And then there's that other one that's pretty much the same thing. Then there's that Philips one, not Philips, the one where you play as Zelda.
Zelda's
And it's like
Adventure.
yeah, top
Zelda's
down.
Adventure. And then you have Link in the Faces of Evil.
Yeah, Faces of Evil.
Yeah.
Squad of Love.
I mean, everybody knows they're fucking horrible.
Yeah.
So much to the point where I don't think people actually consider them games in the Zelda canon. So
They're not Zelda games, Zelda canon. They've never been.
Yeah.
But people have at this point put them in. They're not even games. They're just memes.
I have to bring over the CDI sometime for some grinded games.
Jesus.
fucking the capture card's just gonna melt. All right. Well, I will end this episode, guys. Like I said in the beginning, if you would like to grab yourself an awesome T-shirt that Will didn't get to wear this week, you can.
I'll wear it someday.
The link will be down in the description below to the website, and you can use Grindcast in all caps to grab yourself a sweet ass tee at 10% off on your boys. Grindcast. You can also find links to all the places to listen to our podcast down there, as well as our YouTube channel. Head on over there, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out. You get to see, if you go there right now, there's an awesome picture of The Rock on there in front of the White House, looking all sexy as shit. Go over there and check that out. So, until next time, guys, thank you so much for listening and watching. We'll catch you in the next one.